Bones are amazing things. They hold us up, they support us, they make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Thank you very much for listening to this episode, not another one, but this episode of Bone Throwers Theater. My name is Jordan, and I am the GM.
This is Johnny, and I'm playing Chime.
This is Jeff, and I'm playing Jerr Lan.
This is Jeremy, playing Julian Illix.
And this is Aaron, playing Sam Feluge.
So previously on Bone Throwers Theater, Julian met with his employer, Merkea Kodorora. I should have said that name out loud before I picked it. A low-level administrator of the Waste Administration, and is also maybe the leader of a healing hand cell, which is just making Julian's day better and better.
Those healing hands keep sneaking in everywhere, causing trouble.
How dare they?
Not much healing going on.
That we know of.
Sam has been working with Chime to track down members of the list that they had received of names from the stolen data crystal. And Chime was waiting at home for a phone call from one of those people. I think it was Crom Delby. Someone stopped by for a visit.
Yes, Choler did.
Yes.
With his children.
With children. Not his children. Yes. With children.
I see a new Consiglio sitcom starting. Choler with children.
Hopefully they're not all like these children who can age bananas in a frying pan by doing magic.
That sounded like a song lyric, actually. Age bananas in a frying pan.
Kind of like this
Use
idea.
them, Jeremy. Use them.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
No, we need to write a theme song.
And Jerr Lan was last seen at the hospital visiting Gaspar Neri, who's afraid that somebody is trying to kill him.
Watching over him while he sleeps.
Aww.
Not really.
Taking a nap
As
as
soon
well.
as he falls asleep, I'm going to quietly creep out.
I think you're already creeping out. You're watching him sleep.
Quietly leave.
So who wants to go first?
The question of the timeline from last episode can be resolved now.
Yes.
Because Julian would go straight back to his place.
Okay.
To do some updating on his investigation notes. And I guess that is where Jerr was going to go to see if he could meet up with Julian. So, well, maybe we should jump to Jerr, see how he can escape.
Escape.
Okay, so I guess I'm at the hospital with sleeping Gaspar. Or has he finished eating yet?
No, he's been very slow about eating.
Oh my gosh.
He's been averaging about one bite every 2 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
And between those bites, he's been talking your ear off, asking you if he looks like he's about to expire.
Yes, you do.
He's also been asking you to, close the door. Then he asks you to move a chair in front of the door. Then he asks you to sit in the chair. Then he asks you to lay down a layer of ice in front of the door so that if anybody tries to come to the door, they'll slip and fall.
I'm not going to do any of those things. I'll just be like, look, if you want me to leave, you will try to force me to do these things. I will leave if you try to make me do this.
Well, I would hate to tell your chief that you're trying to shirk your duties.
I'm not shirking any duties. I came to visit you, even when I didn't have to.
You're a real saint for that. Now, Can you just make sure that the nurses are not trying to kill me?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. And close the door on your way out.
Okay, fine. I leave and close the door. I go to them and be like, is he taking any kind of medication?
Because he should be.
Well, he's taking the standard medications to help the burns heal faster, of course.
And anything else for, like, his mental state or anything like that?
No.
You might want to check him out for something like that. Because he doesn't seem quite right in the head. Keeps coming up with all these conspiracy theories and I don't know. He wants me to lock the door and keep you all out of there.
Seems a little far-fetched.
You might want to check him out.
Okay.
And he keeps being worried that you all are poisoning him. So try not to poison him.
Well, we are a hospital.
Yeah, I get that. He doesn't. I gotta get going though.
Jerr! Jerr, come back! Come back! Oh no, come help!
I walk back over to the door, taking my time.
It's locked.
I kick it in.
Okay.
Yes, roll physic. Yes. Right now.
I wish I could be
It doesn't look very physical.
No, it doesn't.
That's a 9.
Target was 12.
12. Alright.
You might
Try
have
again. A 14.
So the door bursts open. The window is actually broken.
Oh, great.
It looks like there are two guys holding him down, and then somebody is like encasing his head in ice.
Dang it.
And his feet are like kicking, and he's trying to struggle, but the two henchmen are holding him down by the arms, and he's like...
Well, I run over and tackle the guy that's encasing him in ice.
He's kind of busy, so it's just going to be a 12 again.
I got it with a 15. Yep.
So you are able to tackle him. You go sprawling across the floor with this guy. Like, you hit him and you knock him over the bed to the far side.
Okay. Do we hit the other guy?
Yes.
Yes!
He keeps standing.
Okay.
But you fall down onto the ground next to the other guy. You're both laying on the floor.
Alright.
You want an initiative? Oh, because that was a surprise round.
Yeah.
Make perception rolls to generate initiative.
Oh,
Yes.
7.
4.
Oh,
Yes.
That was the dude on the floor. Thug number 2 rolled a 12. And then thug
Depends.
7.
I got 2 perception.
2.
Okay, yeah. I was going with 3.
So he would go first.
So I'm going to go ahead and
I
give
go
it
for
to
2 of them.
you. The first guy, the one that you knocked away but is still able to hold on, he's going to go ahead and try and kick you
Okay.
as you are laying on the floor.
So,
Do you have
what are
dodge?
my reflexes?
there is a dodge under reflex.
So yeah, go ahead and roll reflexes.
Sorry.
Unless you just want to take the blow.
Because I was about to say...
Oh, yeah.
I don't like your bowl. I think it changes the number.
For the record, Jeff is rolling in a felt collapsible bowl. Or
It's not felt. Rubber.
rubber.
It's
Rubber. It's a dice rubber.
You had that one prepared.
No, I didn't. It just that's what it is. It protects the table.
So what'd you roll?
I rolled that. A 9.
It's a 9? Oh, that's a shame. I rolled an 11.
Now you gotta roll your physique.
Physic. Roll physic.
Marlboro Squad.
Not the worst.
Oh.
And Jerr dies.
13.
I rolled an 11.
Okay, so that's not too bad.
So I'm stunned.
Stunned minus 1d for all remaining actions this round and next
Oh
round.
my gosh.
Thug number 2, the one that was standing, kicked you. Now it's your turn.
Now it's my turn.
Uh-huh.
Are those your only spells, those two?
None of them are.
No, they're all healing stuff.
Yeah, they're all healing focused and disguise focused.
Quick, disguise yourself. Oh, where'd he go? There's a stranger on the floor now.
I don't see a stranger. I see a lump of a whole bunch of rocks.
He went that way. Set of rocks.
I'm going to get up and try and take out the guy that just kicked me.
Okay, so that's 2 actions.
Yeah.
So you're already down a die.
That'd be -2 dice.
But standing up, would it be a simple action at this point?
In my mind, he's got to get up before...
Each round is a separate.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to do anything like simple
5-foot step.
and it not eat up as an action? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How far can you move before it's an action?
Right.
If you take a step, is that an action?
There's a spot in there where it says if you were to like call out a command to somebody, that doesn't take up your turn.
All right, Jeff, lay on the floor, and I'm going to kick you, and we'll time how long it takes you to get up.
Hold on. This is about to turn into a video podcast. Click the YouTube link at the bottom to see how this turns out. I'm just joking. It's not going to happen.
But it could.
So, why, yes, that would be a free action.
Okay. So I'm gonna get up and try to punch the dude that just kicked me.
Okay. So you're going to try and physically brawl with him?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, 11.
I
11?
rolled an 11.
He rolled a 4. So you punch, roll damage.
You should have a strength damage.
Yeah.
1d.
Yeah, 1d.
Do another. Come on, physic.
Why didn't you just keep it at physique?
See, that's one thing that bothers me.
This doesn't make sense. If your strength damage, if you're brawling, is always going to be pretty low, and they get to roll their full physique to resist, no one's going to take any damage from
Brawling. Yeah.
I don't expect
the
to get in
strength
fights
damage
very often.
thing is broken a little bit.
I say we just roll physique.
Yeah, against my physique.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I just rolled 2 dice. I got a 4 and a 1, and a 1 on my red.
I think you knocked him out.
So how much damage is that? That's 13 to 0.
Well, that's mortally wounded with a punch.
He punched him in the nose.
Like drove the bone up into it.
Yeah.
Con Air style.
Okay, and so that was the one that was first in initiative, thug number 2, the one that was standing up. So there are 2 other thugs. The third thug, he's going to go ahead and like grab a chair, and he's going to go ahead and throw it at you.
Give him the chair!
Like the chair that was like for the people visiting.
WWE.
Yep, pretty much. That's going to be a physique roll.
Yes.
I rolled a 5.
I rolled a 4.
What is chair damage?
Let's go.
I would
Let's go
say
in the notes. Jerr takes the chair.
We'll say physique +1 for the chair.
Oh!
Oh my goodness.
14.
Oh! Bye, Jeff.
Character points, sir.
Yeah.
No. Character points.
So,
Like
how does
you
the
can
character
you
use the
spend up
character
to 3, and they get you exploding die.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a 6.
no.
It wasn't.
It doesn't count if it rolls off the
Yeah,
table.
it doesn't count if it rolls off the table.
Now
Hey,
it's a 6. Alright, now what do you have?
I mean, you still can spend 1 more.
Yeah, and you would resist the damage because even if you roll a 1, 2.
Yes.
Erase 3 of your character points.
Yeah, not fun to get rid of character points that way, but
No.
But it saved your life.
yeah, for the moment. Go ahead and describe how you grab the chair that's been thrown at you, and what do you do with it?
Because it hits you.
I hit the guy next to me,
Yeah.
and then the chair comes at me, but I just sort of put my arm up, and the legs go around it or whatever, and I grab the leg of it with my other hand.
It's like a chair made out of a noodle, just kind of floppy leg.
No, I'm thinking it's got 4 legs, and
Oh, so you the bottom of the seat hits your
the
hand.
bottom of the seat hits my hand, and I grab one of the legs with my other hand.
Okay. There's one other guy, the guy who's on the floor.
Yeah.
And he's going to go ahead and dive for your feet. And we're going to call that a brawling attack.
That makes sense.
This guy has 4D in brawling.
Oh my gosh.
You're going down.
I'm not the first one to die.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
What'd you roll?
He's got 1 die, so.
3.
I rolled a 5. He hits you behind the knees, and so you're going to fall back on the ground. Okay. Top of the round. Jerry, you go first. You're on the ground.
Did the other guy stand up to get me behind the legs, or do you tackle my legs from
He
the
tackled.
ground?
He was on the ground, and he just kind of lunged forward, like on his knees, having you go over his shoulder.
I'm going to grab the chair that fell out of my hands when I fell
Okay.
and swing it over on top of him.
Okay.
Improvised weapon.
Sounds like a brawling roll.
This really is WWE.
Yeah.
So
He's only got 2D in reflexes, so this is might go well for you.
And you're minus 1D.
yeah, I know.
5. It's not terrible.
5 to hit.
0. You hit.
0. Yes, I hit.
So,
Strength plus 1.
oh.
If you want, you can spend a character point.
So with fate points,
You
Yeah.
have
You
to spend
You
it
have to spend
before-
that before you actually roll.
Okay.
and that doubles the dice that you would get.
So you hit him, but didn't do any damage.
It was the wrestling prop.
His chair snapped in half.
The prop chair.
I got a 4.
He got a 0.
You got 0.
Man, this is a messy fight.
So
It's
I
a
guess
very
that
messy
the
fight.
legs of the chair went around him.
Yeah, exactly.
This is reminding me like of a Jackie Chan fight. Now all you gotta do is like slide underneath the bed, kick the guy on the other side.
Push off of the guy that is mortally wounded on the bottom. Slide under the bed. Punch the guy in the groin as you go underneath.
And it really would be Jackie Chan.
So at this point, the one who was standing up on the other side of the bed, he's going to try and grab Gaspar.
Question.
Yes.
Would any of the hospital staff that he alerted
Yeah,
to...
they're trying to, like the guards are coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just so you know, there is something called active defense,
Uh-huh.
where all you're doing is blocking,
Okay.
Yeah.
which gets you your defense plus 10 as your permanent roll for that round. So you can just say, I'm going to defend.
Yeah, but you can't do anything else.
You can't act except for defend. And it lasts as your entire dodge.
Yeah, no one's touching me this round. I rolled an 82.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the dude who's on the other side of the bed, who threw a chair at you, he's going to go ahead and grab Gaspar and go towards the window. Yeah, he's going around the bed. 2D on physique. He rolled an 8 to go ahead and start getting him out of the bed and around the bed. So it's going to take him some time. That wasn't, I was looking for like a 15, so.
Yeah.
Gaspar is actually gasping because
He can't breathe because there's ice on his face.
his face is encased in ice.
How thick is this ice?
It's about a centimeter thick.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
Whoa.
It's
You
enough
try
to prevent
breathing
air.
through a centimeter of ice.
I mean, to break it.
Yeah,
is not-
no.
Punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've wanted to hit him since you met him.
I'm just trying to help you breathe. Bam!
So the guy on the other side of the bed, third thug, he grabs Gaspar. He's trying to get him around. You've been rolling around on the floor. Chair's been clanging around. It is now your turn.
Is he close enough for me to kick his legs? Thug number 3.
Even or odd? Yes, he is.
Okay. I kick at his ankle.
Okay. That sounds like a brawling roll.
It's next round, so you're not stunned now.
You are no
Yeah.
longer stunned.
Oh my goodness!
Doesn't
How?
Snake eyes!
I rolled a 0.
Wait, what?
So do we need to roll again?
You both
Yeah.
rolled zeros.
Yeah.
So you roll again?
Let's go
Never seen
ahead.
that before.
Never, never. First. Much
Alright.
better, Jeff.
I rolled a 1 on my red die.
Yeah, you hit him.
Yeah.
Oh my
The
god.
red die is working in our favor today.
Yeah, it is.
It's in it for now. Wait till next episode.
Because he's not actually trying to kill us.
Not bad.
11.
13.
Oh!
No damage.
So that was the third thug.
It was enough to distract him for a second, at least.
Yeah.
Does that trip him up at all? Does he
Yeah,
drop
yeah.
Gaspar?
His stamina.
He rolled an 8 on that, so he's keeping a hold of him, but Gaspar is kind of flailing around, so that's slowing him down. The second thug, the one that was on the floor, that clothesline your knees,
Is he gonna try and hit me with the chair?
he's going to pull a dagger out of his boot.
No.
He's going to try and stab
So
you
you gotta
with a
take the dagger from him. You gotta kick the knife out of his hand, grab it while it's in the air, and stab it through his hand into the floor.
I like this idea.
I don't think I can do that.
Come on, it's totally what they would do in the action movies. Is he still on the floor stabbing at him, or did he stand up to stab at him?
He's still on the floor.
Roll away.
Okay. So that's going to be a dodge.
Yep. Heat.
11.
So he gets me.
Yeah. Oh! Snake eyes.
Oh, good.
This is like
It's a rubber knife.
I rolled a 12.
Okay, you're fine.
Yeah. It catches my shirt.
Yeah. He manages to slice up your shirt, but he misses your tummy completely.
Sweet.
Now it's the turn of the dude with Gaspar in tow. So he's going to go ahead and roll physique to try and get out the open window. Oh, exploding die. So that's a 10.
Have the orderlies showed up yet?
Even or odd? Yes. So they see what's happening.
Oh my gosh.
What did you say?
I said, and the attackers
And they
are
solved the
dead.
problem.
That's funny, but that's not what happens. We're going to have to conclude this after this break.
Have you ever watched an absolutely terrible movie and thought to yourself, what were they thinking?
Because we sure have.
So much so that we named our podcast after it.
What were they thinking?
Starring me, Nathan.
And Brendan.
Every other week, we take a bad to questionable movie and unpack it, so you don't have to.
And then every other week, we A your Q's with our mailbag.
Or, talk about whatever.
Yeah, no big whoop.
No big whoop at all. So that's What Were They Thinking?
You can catch us on Podbean, YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and more.
On also a ton of platforms that Brendan made up.
All right, and we're back. So the orderlies, they rush in, they grab all three of you, they manage to break the ice off of Gaspar's face, and then they pretty much lock you all up in separate rooms because they don't know what's going on. They got to get things
That's
sorted
fair.
out. Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm no longer in danger, and Gaspar's
I guess
no
the
longer
guy's
in
not
danger.
going to die now. Mortally wounded guy.
No, probably not. He's in a hospital, for goodness sake.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, sorry.
What a worse place to get injured. All right, so who's next?
We were doing that scene to see if Jerr would make it to Julian, and I'm guessing not.
No, doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound like it.
I mean, there's not much interaction that Julian's going to do other than updating his... Like you had asked, I think, in the prologue, if Julian had like a suspect board.
Yes.
And he didn't, except we never went into Aylin's room.
Yes.
So when you go into Aylin's room, he's got a whole wall that you can't see from just looking on that. It's like the wall that is where the door is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, is like full of information on her disappearance. You just see him grab a big stack that had to do with what he was hired to investigate, and he just goes with that stack and starts pinning stuff up, rearranging stuff, connecting the pieces of the two cases.
Okay.
And that's all I had planned for Julian for
the time being.
Yeah.
Is it night yet?
Yeah, we'll let it be night.
Fast forward.
Well, my visit took place in the afternoon, so
Okay.
it would be close tonight.
Yeah. Chime.
Yes.
What's going on at your house?
Well,
Magic.
Yeah.
when Choler came with the kids, I told them when they came in that I only had a few minutes to visit.
Right.
So after, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, I said, okay, I have some things I gotta get done, so it's nice to meet you guys. I'll see you later. And basically kicked them out of my house.
Okay.
Beyond that, I was waiting for the phone call from
Crom.
yeah.
Delby.
I figured I would call back the one at the barracks and see if he was available in the evening.
Okay.
So other than the phone calls, I didn't really have anything planned.
You go ahead and you get a phone call from the warrant officer, Crom Delby. Oh yes, my wife said that you called.
Yes, I was just
Lieutenant Chime.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was just calling to follow up and make sure everything is going smoothly with you after your transition. Make sure you're not having any issues at your work. And
Not at this point. Everything seems to be moving along just fine.
how long have you been out now? I forget right offhand.
About a year.
About a year? Okay. Yeah, that's right. Now I remember your folder. So yeah, this is just a routine follow-up. Though I do have some questions for you. If you could meet with me sometime soon.
All right.
You don't have to come to the base or anything. I can meet you wherever you like.
When were you thinking?
Does tomorrow sound good?
Sure, tomorrow sounds fine.
All right. Just what time and tell me where I meet you, and I'll gladly come to you.
You know, I've been stopping by this park after work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Which park?
The park to everlasting success.
Yeah. Is this the same park where I first saw Choller and the kids?
You didn't know that was the name, but yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow then.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for returning my call.
More than glad.
And then I also tried to call back Corwin. Fell.
Okay. Yeah, he answers the phone.
Right. So he actually answers the phone?
He does.
All right. Somebody in the barracks
Somebody
does.
in the barracks does, and then
Gets it to him. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Corwin, right?
That's correct.
Yes, this is Lieutenant North, reintegration officer.
Yeah, we had a meeting, didn't we?
Yes, we had your preliminary meeting last week. So I'm not sure if you're aware of what else is going on around the base and your exit, but I just wanted to follow up with you and see if you had any time to meet with me.
I could meet with you, yeah.
All right. How's tomorrow morning sound?
I could do tomorrow morning.
All right. Well, I actually don't have an office at the moment.
Oh, that's right. You were in the building that had the terrorist attack.
Yes.
Oh, man, that must have been really tough to... Were you there when it happened?
Unfortunately, yes. It was a very hard day.
I can imagine.
But, yes, if you could, meet with me, let's see, what's close to base?
Park of Everlasting Success.
Yeah, that is close to base. So, how about you meet me in the Park of Everlasting Success? Say, 10:30?
Okay. Yeah. That's the one with the ducks, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Excellent. I will, see you then.
Okay.
Not all the parks have ducks.
No, some of them have trout.
The ducks don't fly here.
The council makes sure of it.
They actually quack for the council.
For the council. For the council. It's like Affleck. For the council.
These are magical.
It's actually the commercial that they play.
So, someone's updating their suspect board. Someone is cooling their heels in
Timeout.
the security office of the hospital. We'll go ahead and say that after several hours of questions, they sort out that you were there. And also it helps that Gaspar tells everybody that you are his hero and savior, and that you deserve a medal.
So, going off the information that Julian has, he would probably go back to Gaspard.
Okay. So as you come in, his room has been changed. And there are actually security guards stationed outside of his door.
Okay, so but he's not in the room
Where he got attacked?
Yeah.
Correct. He's in a new room.
So I would go to the nurse's station.
Right.
And show my credentials and say, here's to, got some questions for Gaspard Neary. He was in this room, but I see he's no longer there.
Yes, that's correct. He's been moved to the 5th floor.
Okay.
A room without windows he asked for. Let me go ahead and tell the people upstairs that you're coming. What's your name, sir?
Julian Illix.
Okay. And she gets on the horn, calls upstairs. You, Jerr.
Yes.
Gaspar has asked to see you. After you finish.
Forever asking to see me. Alright, I go in. How can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the wonderful support you've provided. You have been like the best person that I could have ever hoped for. I just can't believe that fate has brought us back together again. Goes on and on. He starts crying at one point. He's like, I really thought I was going to die. As he's I could just see going through Jeff's head. How can my character kill this guy and make it look like it's medical?
So when does Julian show up during all this?
Yep, right in the middle of the hearty congratulations that...
Okay, so in the background, Jerr, you're hearing Gaspar crying. You hear outside in the hallway Julian introducing himself to the guards that are stationed out and saying, "Yeah, I just got some questions for Mr. Neary here."
It was a long day.
And then he steps into the room. Ah, Jerr.
Hey, I was gonna try and see you today, but I got caught up here. What's going on?
So, I just have some questions for Mr. Neary here pertaining to my investigation, so.
Questions? Like, is everything alright?
I'm hoping that you can shed some light on that information, if everything is alright or not.
I don't know if I can answer any questions. I can try.
And he points to Jerr and Gaspar at the same time and says, apparently you two were associates in the same organization at one point. Mm-hmm. Correct? That's what you said the last time?
Jerr just sort of gives you this stone-faced blank look, like, I really don't want to talk about this kind of look.
And he says, and that organization was Healing Hands, correct? Mm-hmm. If I remember from last time?
That's right, yeah. He actually brought me in.
Worst mistake of my life.
Julian continues, is like, one issue that I'm seeing, apparently the flow of information within your organization is not very consistent.
I will let you know right now, I haven't been a part of it for a very long time.
Okay, well that will explain things for you. Apparently, I was actually hired by a member of your organization to investigate the fires that ended up happening at your home as well, Mr. Neary.
That's all he can say.
A Merkea Kotarara. And apparently when I was hired by him, he didn't have all the information either.
Yeah, that happens sometimes when you're in a resistance organizations that's decentralized.
Okay, well, you mentioned that you had a missing son.
Yes. Abel.
And yes, Abel. And I also have a missing daughter, Aylin, which I mentioned before.
They're both A names.
Yes. Anyway, I have been obviously on my own investigating what has happened to my daughter for the past 6 months since her abduction. Mm-hmm. Okay. Come to find out that the case that I was hired for by your organization is connected with her abduction.
So you're saying that a member of Healing Hands hired you to investigate a series of fires?
Yes.
And that somehow our kidnapped children, our missing children, are part of that?
I can't say that but I have uncovered evidence that at least my daughter is a part of this case. Now, the chances of your organization randomly picking me as the investigator, I see highly unlikely. So someone in your organization knew who they were going to and came to me knowing that I have a connection with this case. When we talked last time, you obviously didn't lead me to believe that you had any knowledge of me being on an investigation for this case. So you don't know that your organization was actually investigating this string of fires in the first place. There's a lot of the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing, and things are slipping through the cracks, and this is not a way to find out information and to have anything useful come of it, the information. So I've told Merkea that if they wish me to continue to investigate for Healing Hands, that I need to be given all of the information. I'm going to continue to investigate, obviously for myself, because this has to do with my daughter, but for my goals, for my purposes. If I'm to consider any of Healing Hands' agenda, I need all your information. What you know, who you have working on the case as well, what their goals are. So I can at least attempt to work alongside.
So you're saying you wanted to join the organization?
No. I'm a part of this investigation already. Your organization has hired me as an outside investigator to investigate. I'm still going to remain outside. I just need the information.
Well, if you ever have any questions or need any help, please contact me. I'll be more than glad to provide as much information as I can.
Pulls out a pen and a pad of paper so you can start with all the other people you have working on this case and their contact information.
Do you realize how much information that you're asking for? Like, if you're caught, we only know like 5 people each within the organization. Because if I were captured and taken to the police and were questioned in ways that only the council knows how, then I could give up the entire organization.
So you're saying you only know 5 names. So telling me those 5 names puts no one else at risk.
I can give you the name of the people that I know, but beyond that, I don't have any further information.
Okay, that's a start.
Everybody knows somebody.
And he turns to Jerry, rips off another piece of paper, and is like, who do you know from back in the day? Write it down.
I think you're going to have to try and convince him, because he's
You
a
are
very,
gonna try and
very stubborn little guy.
Persuasion. I'm going to use a fate point.
Okay.
Yeah. To double my roll.
I'm going to use a fate point to double my roll.
Oh my gosh, Jeff.
Sometimes.
23.
23.
So you tie.
I'm going to add onto this after we argue back and forth a little bit. And I was like, oh, and weren't you say you were going to come seek me out because you wanted to know more of my investigation? That's how.
I was talking about the fires.
This has to do with it. They're all connected.
A lot of the people I knew are dead.
You said a lot, so now that's not all. Get the writing.
This guy is the only one I know that's still alive. The rest are either dead or I don't even know if they're alive.
Well, I'll write down their names and I can check if they're still alive.
They wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be using the same name that I knew.
Only fools do that.
Well, I am an investigator, so that's what I do.
So you get some names from him and some names from Gaspar. And Gaspar, like, he also writes down Jerr Lan's name.
I thought you were saying
Put some hearts next to it.
And as he's collecting the papers, Julian's going to say, it's like, now I can find out if your son is wrapped up in this connection as well. Obviously, it's a big shock to me that my daughter would be mixed up in this, but as you tell me, the Fire Drakes, they have some pretty nasty things planned.
Oh, yes.
So on that list, there would be
Qatari.
Yeah.
Qatari. Now, did you went to meet with Gaspar
Yes.
too?
I met with Gaspar.
So would he have put Sam's name on that list?
Sam is not yet a member of Healing Hands.
I love it. Qatari, and then 4 names that obviously don't mean anything to the campaign because they're just squiggles. And then Jerr Lan with hearts drawn around them.
Alright, do you have anything else you want to do in this particular scene?
He's just going to say to Gaspar, just like, well, thank you very much for your cooperation. As long as you are here, I will check back in with you and give you information of what I find out.
Well, I hope I'm not staying here too terribly long. The security doesn't seem to be the greatest at this particular hospital.
We won't have to worry about windows anymore.
Yeah, what's up with Windows?
Don't ask.
A group of guys jumped through the window and tried to kill him.
So this is definitely some serious stuff. So, and he turns to Jerr and says, so, you want to know more about this investigation?
Less and less these days. But since he won't let me not be involved, giving Gaspar a sidelong look, I might as well know as much as I can too.
Alright, well, we've got to track down a Qatari Amu.
Alright.
So Julian walks out and is going to go
Okay.
Find Katari.
Jerry's going to turn to Gaspar and say, there are police officers outside the door.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to leave.
You're going to leave me all alone?
For right now.
I have other lives to save. Goodbye, citizen.
Sound like the Tick. I guess I can die here alone.
Alright. And he walks out the door.
Alright. Sounds good. Sam, it's the middle of the night.
Okay.
What does Sam like to do in the middle of the night?
So Sam's actually going to go back to the transition office
Okay.
and try to break in and steal the files on those 5 people.
Sounds good.
I think we should make a roll for shade.
Okay.
At this point.
Uh-huh.
This would be interesting.
Yes.
5. All right.
5.
I got a 3 on who's playing.
Jeremy, 3. Yes.
Okay. So Sam is going to head across town.
Okay.
And go to the transition office. Is there anybody in the building at this time of day? Night?
Probably a night watchman.
Yeah, there's guards. It is part of the military base.
Okay. Standing outside of the building,
Okay.
can I tell where they're...
Some lights.
Are they in an office? Is it, like, do they have a guard post? Or do they wander?
They wander.
They wander. I can tell that from outside.
Yeah, you can see lights going through the windows. Like a slow, sedate pace.
Okay, do I see any cameras or anything on the building?
No.
Okay. I am going to sneak up to the door.
Okay.
14
Good enough.
14 on sneak.
It's not that hard to sneak in the dark.
Is the door locked?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to cast Turn to Shadow.
What's the target number for that?
16.
Okay.
17, 18, 24, 6, 9, 29.
Plus
Okay.
roll the.
Alright, so Turn to Shadow, one of the things that it lets me do is slip through cracks and doors and stuff. So I'm just going to into the building.
So it's kind of like the shadow.
The shadow
Yeah.
the shadow knows.
Yeah.
Knows what lurks in
Yeah, the old radio
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and able
Yes.
to go into rooms. Just
So basically, if there's a gap at the bottom of the door,
Yeah.
you can just like
Yes.
and appear on the other side. That's nice.
So, gonna slip into the building
Okay.
and start heading towards the...
How long does the effect last?
So it says 5 rounds
Okay.
of combat. How long is a round of combat?
I think it's 5 seconds. What we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so about 25 seconds.
Okay, so it's basically enough time for you to go poof, get under the door, into the building, and then reconstitute.
Give or take. And I move, if I try to move during this, I move at half speed.
Well, going through the door would be considered movement.
Yeah, it's not-
but
Yeah. So, but
Okay.
half speed is still not. I mean,
It's not...
it's feasible for you to get to the
other side of the door. Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Where's the guard?
The guard
Where's
is,
the light, at least?
So the building, if I remember correctly, was 5 feet.
5 stories.
Yes.
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 5 feet.
5 feet tall.
What is this, a center for ants?
So we're going to say that they're on the 4th story.
Okay. And the office, the transition office was
On the 3rd story.
Was on the 3rd floor,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So then I'm going to start making my way very, very quietly to the 3rd floor.
Okay, now that you're in the building, it's going to be a little bit harder to evade the notice of the military guards. So,
And you hear Shade's voice. It's like, there's a guard on the 4th floor.
Yes.
That could be a problem.
We will be careful and avoid him.
Avoid?
Do we see cameras?
no.
Okay.
That's not fun.
No, but it is necessary.
Well, it may be necessary to have some fun, so we're sure that we're not caught.
We'll have to see what happens when we get there. Start sneaking up the stairs.
Okay. Go ahead and roll sneak.
6, 10, 15, 21, 23.
Okay, so you're able to start sneaking up the stairs. One thing that's going to make it harder to find these files is that the 3rd floor was the site of the fire. So a lot of things have been shifted around.
Am I on the 3rd floor?
Yes.
So there's the one big open room with all the cubes. Is it obvious to tell which of the... Is there a closet or what looks like a storage room where they would keep files? Is that obvious?
So, as I recall, the main part of the room, the desk farm, was open. No cubicles.
Okay.
It was just an open floor plan. Just
That's right.
desks.
That's right.
Have you ever seen Gattaca?
Yeah. Okay.
That big,
Perfect.
giant open room.
Can I hear the guard anywhere?
You can hear some footsteps echoing at the far stairway.
On myself,
Okay.
I am casting Sight of Darkness, which lets me make max use of all of the light. Duration is 1 day, just in case there's anything crazy that happens.
Well, this would mean that you wouldn't need any kind of light.
Sunlight.
Ooh. 10, 16, 17. No, I don't get it.
Oh, what's the target?
20.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Alright, that's fine. I'm not going to agonize about it. And then I'm going to start trying to find a file storage room.
Okay. It was an open office plan. That's where, like, the enlisted people worked in the office. And then officers were in the side offices, like, around the edge of the room.
Okay.
So, it would make sense that if there were going to be a storage facility for files, that it would be more towards the officers' facilities than it would be for the enlisted facilities.
Okay, then I'm going to go over and start checking to see if any of the doors are unlocked.
Okay. We'll just go ahead and make one roll for all the doors.
To see if they're unlocked?
Yeah.
1921.
Yes. There are a couple of the doors unlocked, but that's mostly because this room has been turned back into a construction zone while they're trying to clean up the damage.
So the rooms are empty.
Yes. There's some furniture and stuff in there. You do find a door that is locked.
Okay. That door I'm going to... Same thing. I'm going to turn to shadow.
Okay.
To try to slip inside. 14, 16, 19.
Okay.
And I slip inside.
Seems to be filled with filing cabinets.
Hey!
But they're about 1.5 meters tall. It looks like they are fireproof. Giant heavy metal safes. There's about 6 of them. It looks like they have combinations, and also there's a handle that you would have to pull out and rotate up to the left. There are giant, like, red stickers on all of them, marking them sensitive.
And quick examination, they all are locked.
Correct.
Are there any labels on any of them?
No.
No, they're all blank.
They're all blank except for the markings that just say, like, sensitive.
And there's nothing sitting on top of any of these cabinets?
No. There appears to be a machine that to shred documentation in the corner. There also appears to be a very large, boxy desktop computer in the room.
Could you, like,
Shade
enhance
says,
healing?
let's find out what secrets they're trying to get rid of.
That's a good idea. So I'm going to go over to the shredder.
Okay.
I'm checking to see if there's anything in the bin that's partially shredded.
It's like you drop it into the documentation into a slot, and it looks like there's like a small propane torch.
Oh, it's an incinerator.
Yeah.
Oh.
They really want to keep their secret documents
I'm
secret.
going to check that computer. Is
was
the
just
computer
noticing
powered
this.
on?
Yeah.
It does not seem to be powered on at the moment.
I'm going to power it on.
Okay.
What comes up?
There is a message saying that you need
Enter query.
No, there's a message saying that you need to enter in an authenticator, like a physical authenticator,
Okay.
and then it's also asking for a PIN.
Well, this is getting boring really fast.
Going to walk back over to the door and...
Slurp your way through.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I got it.
definitely.
So...
Oh, definitely. Oh my gosh! Don't waste all of them now.
Just rolled 4 sixes.
Do we have any things about, like, if you get extra... like, if I roll 24, 28, 32... 37,
Heroic rolls.
46. If I roll a 46, do I get anything special?
I'll go ahead and throw in
On a target 16.
fate point there.
Alright, so I'm going to start my way back through the door.
You slurp your way through all the doors.
And you're at home.
Wow, that was fast. That was fast. And do I see the guard anywhere?
It sounds like they've moved down to the second floor.
Okay, I'm gonna start sneaking my way out.
Okay.
10, 13.
You're fine.
Okay. How close is he when I get to the second landing?
It sounds like he's coming towards that landing,
This could be fun.
says Shade.
Yes. Might as well not make this a wasted trip.
I'm going to hide in the corner of the stairwell.
Okay.
With a 7.
So you go to try and hide, and you don't quite see the rubble that's on the floor. Like, it looks like some construction people have left some tools piled up next to the stairs, and you accidentally kick a hammer like down through the banister, and it clangs as it hits the floor.
Okay.
First you hear the footsteps stop, and then you hear a rapid approaching.
Okay. I'm going to cast my darkness in the stairwell again.
I cast the darkness.
I cast the darkness with a difficulty of 15.
Okay.
And I get my 15.
Yeah.
20.
20. So it is now dark, so it is plus 20 to all sight difficulties.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attempt again to cast my see in darkness ability. Well, this time I'm going to get myself infrared vision so I can see key signatures. 26, 27, 29.
Okay.
So now I can see infrared.
Okay. So you can see him in the stairwell. He enters the dark cloud.
Okay.
And Shade says, let's make this one look like an accident.
Okay. Is he kind of walking slowly?
He was walking quickly until he reached this dark substance that his light won't go through.
And he's in there?
Yes. It's like this dark miasma within a dark room already. So it's a rather freaky situation.
So I'm going to trip him down the stairs.
Okay.
Like, poke his foot, shove him down the stairs.
That sounds like a brawling roll.
12?
Okay. You succeed.
I succeed. Alright, so I shove him down the stairs.
And he screams, and as he goes down, you can see the light, his flashlight kind of spin off, and you hear a crunch as it hits the wall, and the glass of it shatters. You can hear this meaty sick as it sounds like his forehead hits the wall at the end of the stairs, and his head is pushed backwards.
I am going to go down and make sure he's dead. And then I go ahead and leave the building.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and call it an episode right there after a disturbing murder. And we'll see you all next time. Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. Our cast is Aaron, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, and Jordan. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means that you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is @bonethrowerstheater, and also you can look us up on Facebook. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.